Okay, let's get this fucking show on the road. If you are in the Northern Hemisphere, I do not need to tell you that it is hot as fuck right now. I got woken up today by a thunderstorm, and while it was incredibly nice to have the temperature drop to something bearable, even if only barely bearable, the humidity is still insane. Like, I've waited until after dark to start recording this. No chance otherwise. I'm still feeling slightly sticky, even though I'm wearing like one of the widest and most airy shirts I own. I got it from the Thor High Heels merch shop, by the way. Go check it out if you haven't already. They're really fucking comfortable. Good quality shirts. And honestly, quite reasonable price for the quality you do get. Huge recommend. Yeah, it's hot, it is humid. Like, there's little else you can really do except sit around and watch things. And if you know me, if you somehow are in a Discord server with me, hi. I do find a lot of YouTube stuff. One of my hobbies is watching random videos online, as you may or may not know. And so I come across a ton of like small videos. Not a lot of views, but obviously a lot of love put into them. And you may know these, you may not know these. I wanted to curate a sort of summer-themed list of videos to watch during this heat. This list is by no means exhaustive. This is just a arbitrarily selected list of 10 plus 1 and a half videos that you could watch. Some of these might require more of your active attention, others might not. Really just pick and choose. I trust you to know what's best and what you like to watch, and what I wanted to do with this list is present a handful of videos that I personally feel are highly underwatched. Like videos that have not reached the audience that they deserve. And yeah, since I watch so many fucking videos and since I have such eclectic taste, I am a hipster at core. Like, I cannot deny that's just who I am. So I wanted to give you some niche picks, some interesting things to watch that you may or may not have watched already. And if you have watched these already, use them as a jumping off point. This is a very diverse list of genres of videos, videos that cover very different topics. If you come across this, I think you owe it to yourself, quite honestly, to check out at least one of these. The heat and high humidity are already super exhausting, and not having slept well this night, it's honestly surprising that I am still awake. I think I owe it to the weather cooling down a bit. But with my awareness kind of slipping and my mind drifting off into half slumber, I find myself mishearing the ringing in my ear for cicadas, the trademark typical sound of Japanese summer. And so this is what I want to start off with. It's a video by Tanner, someone making videos about trains in Japan. He lives there and works there, so he does these videos in his free time. And if that already wasn't enough proof of his love for like traveling by train, just watching one of his videos is pure evidence that he is 100% in it for the love of it, and I'm glad that he has found some level of what I would call moderate success. The video I want to highlight here is called Japan's Dangerous Train Spot on a Narrow Bridge. And listen, it's exactly as advertised. He will be around in the countryside, walking across a bridge where a bullet train will pass by. It's honestly quite scary to look at, but he makes it out unscathed. And the reason this video is in this list is this exact summer feeling. Like, it's bright, it's green, it's blue, it has the cicadas in the background, and so maybe the current weather situation helps you emphasize with his plight more. I do like this video a lot. It's just always a delight to see these very, like, transitional liminal spaces that many people will never really, like, spend more time in than necessary. But Tanner does a great job appreciating them and showing a lot of love to, like, just these unassuming places that hold such a high significance for so many people, while also being something that many people may or may not think much about. And on the topic of traversing Japan, the second video in a similar vein, also Japan, also traveling, is by Majin Obama. It's called One Man, One Bike, One Dream, 1000 Miles Across Japan. And it is exactly what he says it is. It's a video, a couple hours long, of him traveling across Japan by bike. So it's like basically a supercut of the live streams he did during this event. But it is really cool to see. Just something very unique. Majin Obama is a gamer. He likes fighting games, and he will talk about fighting games. He will visit some arcades, and he's been in Japan for a while, so he knows his way around. It's honestly a very interesting perspective that I haven't really seen anywhere else, and I don't think I would have wanted to see it by anyone else. He has a lot of charisma. He's a very nice person to just watch do his thing, and it's really easy to watch as well. Like, if you are just sitting around in the heat looking for something you don't need to pay too much attention to, put it on. Just watch a bit and see if it's the right thing or not. And just go check it out, watch it. The most important thing, obviously, in the heat is stay hydrated. And, like, water is good and all to stay hydrated. I mean, it's literally in the name. I like to add a little, like a pinch of salt and a pinch of sugar to my water. A little bit of electrolytes in there. I feel like it actually does make a difference, because you can lose so much simply through sweating. It's important to keep track of that stuff. But a really nice drink in this kind of weather is a Thai iced tea. And so this is the next video up on the list. It's by Pylene's Kitchen, and it's called You've Probably Never Had Real Thai Tea, in which she goes on to explain that you can just make iced tea at home and it's really easy. I truly cannot recommend that drink enough. It's such a lifesaver, quite honestly. And just so nice. It's just so nice. Watch the video, make the tea. I've made it a couple times last year, I've made it a couple times this year already. And it's just a really nice drink to have on hand. Massive recommendation. If you don't drink tea and you drink coffee, then my personal tip to you is to get some instant coffee, because you can just dissolve the instant coffee in cold water, so you don't need to drink a hot cup of coffee. Which, you know, it's... for hydration purposes, room temperature water is, or like warm tea as well, is better for you in this warm weather, because your body doesn't need to heat up the cold liquid in order to bring it up to temp of your like body temperature. But if you want a cold drink, If you want a cold cup of coffee and you've got some instant coffee on hand, just mix that stuff in. Do it. Boom. Returning to the iconography of the Japanese summer, one of the most easily recognizable and personally I think most prominent imageries in any manga or anime, especially if it's more slice of life stuff. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else do this better than Mitsuru Adachi. Mitsuru Adachi is known for his baseball mangas, and his most famous ones, or the ones that I've read at least, are H2 and Touch, which again I believe are his most famous ones, especially H2 is like the big one when his name comes up. And the whole reason I even got any interest in reading them was that I came across this video by Shoes in a Dryer. It's called the Mitsuru Adachi formula, and in it the person who made the video goes into really good detail what makes Mitsuru Adachi so good at conveying this atmosphere, this feeling of this oppressive summer heat, of the tension and the pressure of standing in the pitch and staring your opponent into the eye. And also just the tension between teenagers. What sticks with me most is also the way Mitsuru Adachi's characters have such inscrutable faces. Like, you look at them and you can hardly tell what they are thinking. And that goes for any of them. And it's something that Shoes in a Dryer also mentions in his video, and for good reason. And I could try and grasp at words here all day long and still not come up with the right ones. But Shoes in a Dryer, he obviously spent a long time crafting his script, and so I will just recommend his video. I will recommend to you the Redux version, which has improved audio. He just redid the whole audio because he was not very satisfied with it in the actual first video he put out. And I think it's just a flat out improvement. Just made the whole video so much better. And also, something else I have to shout out Shoes in a Dryer for is putting me onto Superchunk. I really enjoyed listening to the band, the band's discography in total, while reading Touch and H2. I found this one secondhand in a secondhand record store. And yeah, it's just really good. Shoes in a Dryer used some of Superchunk's stuff in his video. Just in general, he has a really good hand and eye for editing, and just a good ear for music to put in there as well. Like, it's not just that he talks about Mitsuru Adachi and the atmosphere that he creates, but he does so while also creating a really good atmosphere that, like, sort of replicates the stuff that Mitsuru Adachi does in a certain sense. Like, it feels like he took cues from him to then apply to his video about this manga, or like his manga series in general. Again, it's one of my favorite videos on the whole fucking platform, and I think it is the best video talking about a comic on YouTube. It's a good reason this is like one of the main features of this video. And on the topic of music, you can see that this is my whole stack of CDs. I have yet to get like a shelf for them, or a fucking I should have like at least a CD player in this room, but I don't. Oh well. I will one day. I have mostly like taken these and digitized them using my laptop and then put them onto my PC to listen to them there. It's a whole thing. But hey, it works. And talking about music brings me to the next entry on this list, which is Dorian Analysis and the video Why You Should Listen to Mass of the Fermenting Drags. Mass of the Fermenting Drags are one of my favorite bands, period. And I got recommended this video and this channel really early on in its lifespan. And since then, Dorian Analysis has uploaded so many videos already. Just all about music, especially Japanese artists. Dorian Analysis is all about giving you an idea of what the band is like, or was like, or depending on whether the band is still active or isn't. And Dorian will give you a outline or like a through line of the history of the band, their opinion on their music, and it's all seemingly also stuff that they like, be it stuff that they found out about through this channel or stuff that they already knew beforehand. And yeah, it's just a really nice way to find out about new music. I found a couple bands that I haven't heard of before through Dorian Analysis, like Dots Tokyo, a really interesting shoegaze band that is a pain to search for. Yeah, it's a really nice channel, really easy to watch and listen to, a very distinct style to it all as well. And so my recommendation here is go learn about why you should listen to Mass of the Fermenting Drags, even if you already do. And again, this is meant as a jumping off point. Go dive into their whole other like list of videos, find out about other music that you may or may not know and may or may not like. Broaden your horizon. And keeping with the theme of music, up next is GK and his video about Utada Hikaru, called Utada Hikaru is More Than Kingdom Hearts, in which GK talks about just who Utada Hikaru is, what music means to her, what her music means to other people, how reductive it is that Western fans especially only know her by her association to Kingdom Hearts, when in Japan she is like a big deal. She's one of the biggest pop stars of all time. And while her music in Kingdom Hearts is great and all, and definitely was the first time I had heard of her, I can only like encourage you to watch this video and then go listen to some of her other stuff. Up next is a video talking about Welsh history. Bit of a cut, I know, but Cambrian Chronicles is one of the best channels out there, I think. Run by a historian who specializes in Welsh history, and it is all about Welsh history. And I chose this one especially since, like, the imagery of the ocean, summer, come on, it goes like hand in hand. It is one of his lesser watched videos, but that by no means indicates a drop in quality. All his videos are top quality stuff, very consistent in production and writing as well. Yeah, go learn a bit about Welsh history, broaden your horizon again, and find out about conflicting maps, about people who lie about history, about kings that were and kings that weren't, and about how little we truly know. Like, it is astonishing what we know, but the lack of records in so much of our history is just quite astonishing, honestly. And you can see that in the amount of like speculation he has to do in his videos to come to conclusions that are not really 100% funded in the evidence he has, since the evidence is not sufficient, but mostly funded in logic and what would make sense. And it just makes me realize every time that how amazing it is that we know so much about our own history, like, at all. Like, if you see all the fragments that he has to try and put together, it's kind of crazy, and you know that there is basically no chance that any new evidence will be found, since it's a very specialized and local thing. Wales isn't that big, and even then, there is a history of people bringing forth new evidence and it all just being faked in order to give them some recognition and whatnot. So yeah, go learn about the mystery of the kingdom that sank into the ocean. And something else that is very near and dear to my heart, and is the next point on this list, is that you are a better writer than AI. That humans will not be able to be replaced by AI. And the video I'm recommending here is by Josh with parentheses, which is in parentheses, as you can see on screen right now. And the video is called "You Are a Better Writer Than AI, parentheses, yes, you." Since, you know, the beauty of creating is the process of it, and in a time where it feels less and less like people value art and artists at all, and people seem to be more than ever unwilling to understand why people create art, it's really nice to have a reminder, like, someone fighting against that, someone pushing back against that. And if you've thought about using AI for your art, please go check out this video. And yes, I promise you, it is absolutely worth it to struggle through it. I've made a couple videos by now. Rarely was it ever easy to come up with the right words. Rarely was it ever easy or quick to put the videos together. This struggle to express yourself is uniquely human. And that is something that is so beautiful about art, any form of art. And in this age where it feels like people don't like art anymore, it is always nice to see someone appreciate something on such a deep and personal level. And this is a video that is up next. It's by Vivian Aladrin and it's called Dark Souls 2: The Forgotten Summer. It is part of a series of her covering the Soulsborne games, so Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, all themed around this image of the seasons. The reason I chose Dark Souls 2 should be obvious. 1, it's the summer, and 2, I am biased. And she's simply right, Dark Souls 2 is one of the best games of all time. Or maybe I just said that and she didn't. But I do think Dark Souls 2 is often treated highly unjust. It has historically been treated as the runt of the litter. And I do think it is my favorite Soulsborne game. It's just weird in such an interesting way. And Vivian's video goes into such deep appreciation for the game itself that I cannot help but recommend it to you. And staying on the topic of gaming, I think there's a high chance you have heard of this one. It's Having Fun on the Computer 4 by Loot. But with the caveat that, one, this is the least watched video in the Having Fun on the Computer series, And 2, he does something that he didn't do in the other ones, and which is not talk just about video games. The games Lute mentions in this one are really good and nice and absolutely worth checking out. But what I really find most interesting and most touching was him talking about Billy Pollard and what it means to create music basically only for yourself. Lute's deep appreciation for Billy Pollard's work just caught me so off guard the first time I watched the video, and it stuck with me ever since. And something that I don't think many people have done is watch the video where Lute interviews Billy Pollard about his art. So this is like basically 1.5 videos, since the second video is more akin to a podcast, and something so highly interesting how individual art is. Like, as many different people there are on Earth, as many different interpretations of what art is and what art you make there are. It's just beautiful, man. And I believe that creating art and appreciating art is a core of the human soul. Like, to be human means creating art. That's something that we do, something that connects us across time, across cultures. It is hard to put into words how deeply I care about the fact that humans create art. And honestly, me making this list is maybe the best example of how much I care, since I want all of these videos and all of these people to reach a wider audience. And yes, I do believe that making cooking videos is also art. Life would be so boring without having art. There's so much more to existing than just working your fucking ass off for a company that doesn't give a fucking shit about you. Art makes a life worth living, in my opinion. So go listen to some artists talk about their art and find some beauty in it, please. And finally, there is the bonus video, the 10.5 plus 1, and it is Love Breaks My Bones and I Laugh by Ana Maria Luisa. She makes what she calls TV logs, which are stunningly edited videos that are essentially like snippets of her life. Video snapshots of moments in time that ultimately only she knows what they mean to her. But it is all presented in such a beautiful and honestly mind-boggling way that just for the editing alone, this is perfect to just sit back, relax, and watch. You can just let it wash over you and the experience will be phenomenal. I can't really put it into words, since it is a very visual experience, a audio-visual experience that is so much more than I could put into words right now. So I'll just leave it there. Links to all of these videos are in the description or in the comments. If you even check out a single one of these, it would be my absolute pleasure. Or if this leads to you finding a video that you would never have otherwise watched, that would mean the world to me. I am working on my next video as well as we speak, and it is a really fucking huge undertaking. And I can't lie, the fucking heat has been impeding my progress and really getting in the way of my motivation to keep going. But we do it anyways. This was fully off the cuff, fully improvised. The only thing I've written down is the name of the video creators and the videos I'm presenting to you. I guess that's it. Thank you for tuning into Vaalan View, and stay hydrated. Peace.